Hey guys, welcome to day 8 of Unlocked 90. Today we're going to go over the first phase of stability. And so again, some of these movements may cross over. We started out with mobility movement, which we're going to continue to add exercise into that as we get stronger, increase the flexibility of our muscle groups, and now more stability of our own body weight control. So again, they kind of can cross patterns sometimes, but stick with me. As you add all these on, things become a lot easier because there's certain joints you want to open up first, then activate certain muscle groups. And then as we gain more flexibility, we can add the range of motion of certain exercises and or the intensity of it. So we're gonna go ahead and start on the mat. Phase 1 of stability is bridges. I know everyone loves bridges, right? So what I'm gonna do is seated position. I have my hands, usually I turn the hands out, that kind of opens the shoulders a little bit here, but basically the feet are shoulder width apart. Now when you're doing the bridge, what you want to think about is always you set the posture first and then you do the motion. So I want to know my key points of where I'm pressing, and that's through the heels. So pressing through the heels, I can activate my hip muscles more. When you press more to the toes, it's more pressure through the knees. So just think about that. Heels saves the back and knees. When you push through the toes, you are more active as far as an athlete would be considered being active on the toes and movement. But this one, again, is more of a stability exercise, so always through the heels. So shoulder width apart, you're gonna lay back. So you can have your hands above the head if you want, doesn't matter, to the side, whatever's comfortable for you, underneath. But basically, again, shoulder width apart, I'm gonna press the heels. Sometimes I pull the toes up so you can kind of see here, but as I press and lift up, then that kind of helps that pelvis rotate. One good thing that you want always to do before you actually lift off here is what they call a posterior pelvic tilt. Usually it happens for the most part whenever you have your knees bent, but you're gonna let the hips rock back like you're pushing your belly button into your stomach, into the mat here. Tighten the stomach muscles, and then as you press to the heels and lift off, you want a straight line from the knees to the shoulder. Hold it for a second or two, slow going down. Never hit, so I don't go all the way down and then just release. Always keep that tight stomach. As your bottom touches, you're right back up. So you keep that good contraction and also that posterior pelvic tilt. So again, we're gonna do anywhere from sets of 5, or reps rather, 5 to 10, work your way into 2 sets of 10 to 3 sets of 10. And you can alternate these with other exercises. Now you're gonna move into what's called a quadruped position, and that's where you're on your hands and knees. So with quadruped position, again, the knees are about shoulder width apart, my hands are directly underneath the shoulders here. Set the posture, I've got positional, where everything needs to be. Tighten the stomach, I don't want my back arch, so I want a flat line, flat neck, and then activate your glute muscle, and then you're gonna press straight back toward the wall. And if you're smart, you put your foot on the chair and you rest it. No, I'm just joking. You don't want the chair, actually. If you want as a cue, you can use that chair to cue, okay, that's where my toes should be. But straight back, nice and easy, activate the glute, as if you're pressing your heel toward the wall. The goal with this one, again, is to get the hip muscles activated. As I'm pressing toward the wall, again, I don't want to arch that back. You want to preserve, closing down the low back too much. So quadruped position, activate your hip muscle, press straight back. On this one, you don't have to have the toe point down or point out. It's up to you. Sometimes preference, I will push like I'm pressing something away from me, straight back. I'd rather have it a little bit lower than my hip level as I'm pushing toward the wall than up too far. That way you're not compromising the back. Now the third one we're going to add in is the T rotation. So we did the T rotation where we did the laying down on your side, but also the one on the wall where we did in the corner. Well, let's bring that corner movement with the arms bent about 90 degrees. Back in the quadruped position, shoulder width apart. Right hand right now is underneath the shoulder. I have my left hand bent at 90 degrees, elbows bent at 90 degrees. I'm going to move the head with the hand. So a couple things going on here, posture-wise. Again, shoulder width apart with the knees, hips. Hand is underneath the shoulder here. Elbows bent about 90 degrees. And as I move and rotate, head with the hand, I also have my core or stomach muscles activated, but I'm squeezing that left shoulder blade up and back. So it's activating that shoulder blade to help open the shoulder up. So you have stability on the right, movement on the left. Activation of the core, knees are shoulder width apart, and again, the feet, the toes are just there for stability. So pretty simple. Those are 3 good exercises to add into your routine, because again, as we start moving and going into more aggressive exercises, you want to have certain muscle groups that are activating, because the faster these muscles come in and activate, the more stability is to joint and less pressure to certain areas and less chance of, or less risk of having an injury. So anyways, practice those, add it into your routine. Start with reps of 5 to 10, move your way up to 1, 2 sets of 10, 3 sets of 10, incorporate it with your exercise program, and look forward to seeing you on tomorrow.